Hello, YouTubers, friends, compatriots, bootlicker shills, debt slicers, peasants. I'm Useful Idiot, and I want to talk about Rand Paul endorsing Mitt Romney, an event that's come as a shock to a lot of Ron Paul supporters. I try to be objective about it. I'm disappointed, but I try to be objective about it because I try to look at it above the personal issue of being a Ron Paul supporter, but also realizing that Rand Paul is not Ron Paul, and therefore he's going to have some variations in a different political agenda in a lot of ways. I'm a little surprised that Rand Paul came out and said that he had a discussion with Mitt Romney and that they have a lot of things in common, which I seriously doubt. And Rand Paul also mentioned that supposedly Mitt Romney supports auditing the Fed, which of course he never has. He thinks Bernanke's doing a great job, and he has no intention of altering anything about the Federal Reserve. And that's kind of a ludicrous statement in itself. I mean, here is a multimillionaire corporate raider, corporate elitist, and the Federal Reserve is his best friend. So to suggest that he has any interest in tinkering with the Federal Reserve at all is ludicrous. So that's one of my big sticking points. Why would Rand Paul come out and say things that are clearly inaccurate? So I'm not going to speculate as to what the motives are for saying those things. But as far as the rest of the picture, perhaps he is jockeying for position to get the vice presidential nod. That would make a lot of sense, not in the sense that they are embracing Rand Paul and Ron Paul's ideas, or any kind of libertarianism, or any kind of serious spending cuts, or stopping the overseas wars, or all the other status quo policies. It's not about that. It's about co-opting this movement and bringing it into the fold so they can water it down, disperse it, and make it completely ineffectual. And the best way to do that is to bring them into the fold and marginalize them. Probably hire Rand Paul as vice president and then lock him in a closet in the Oval Office. But the other part of this, of course, is that they really want to tap into the Ron Paul movement. They really want that energy and they want that support. And they know that if the Republican Party remains split between Paul supporters and status quo bootlicker supporters, then there may be some issues. So they're really desperately trying to get everybody lined up behind Mitt Romney. So one can only imagine the promises that were made behind closed doors. But like I always say, I'm interested in the big picture, and the big picture here to me is that this is the political arena, and there are no rules. All bets are off, and anything can happen. And this is just another reflection of that. This is just another step in these processes we see during the election. Of course, all the GOP presidential candidates were saying how horrible each one of the other ones was, particularly Mitt Romney. But in the end, of course, they all line up to endorse him. So that's the way realpolitik works, and that's what this is all about. So anyway, the bottom line is that Ron Paul is going into the convention and will have quite a presence as far as his ideas and his supporters. And this dissemination of information that Ron Paul's been involved in decades has made its impact. A lot of people know about money devaluation and foreign entanglements and the Federal Reserve and all of that now. So that's great. And who knows what the future holds for Rand Paul. He's been very, very impressive thus far, up until endorsing Mitt Romney. And I don't know. I'm not going to make any judgments right now. I'm disappointed, but I'm not going to be hating on Rand Paul. And I think I'll just keep my eyes open and see what develops, and I'll make my decision at a later date. But for right now, I'm with all the rest of the Ron Paul supporters. I'm very disappointed that Rand Paul has supported Mitt Romney, and I can't support Mitt Romney under any circumstances. It's just not worth it for me to get rid of Obama and just put another Obama in office, or to get rid of Obama and just put another Bush in office, because it's just going to be more business as usual and more of the same, and that's what I really don't want. So if anybody thinks that policy is going to change anytime soon, you need to wake up and smell the coffee. I'm a useful idiot. Don't you be one too.